Whenever you listen to discipline, you may have the same old worn-out jumbles in your mind. Get up early every morning, make daily habits, don't break routine, be productive. But tell the truth. This is the biggest fraud in the name of discipline, because the level of discipline that scares people, which takes you as far as God from ordinary man, neither comes from the advice of a self-help book, nor is the 21-day habit challenge going viral on Instagram. Real discipline, in the philosophy of Machiavelli, there is no lifestyle decoration. This is the war of existence. This is an invisible weapon, filters, which engage the face and creeps diligent of the world between only some dangerous men have. Their discipline have them sit across from each other, uncomfortable seem to feel. Their routine hearing the name of mediocrity company seems to be. His presence, their gravity produces. Hence, ordinary human being disciplined to a boring, tedious, mechanical thing admits. But Machiavelli, discipline for him, is a pure jewel of strength, such a secret key, which you in the eyes of others scary and yourself in the sovereign makes. Today, I will give you a new perspective. So, when you enter the room, do people just impressed, not genuinely be unstable visit. Because now, more than your routine or habits, your aura, your consistency, they will shake their security. Let's start. A member from the truth you disciplined to become the first of his only start a war would entail. If you think that discipline means your life to the Excel sheet like the color code to every 6 p.m., every 8 p.m., every 10 p.m., so good, you're the same routine slave as B, as society wants. On the real discipline, Machiavelli too, vastly different, due to happen. This is by rooting out your desires, whims, old weaknesses, and cravings for comfort. Develop such a hate every day that you remember. That day you will be thrown out of your own empire. A man who can punish his pleasure, comfort, and excuses himself, that man becomes sherry to others, because society is afraid of that person, which is impossible to manipulate. You see, people like to watch discipline until they fit comfortably in their standards. Bio, in gym, hashtag, office in deadline cabrag. Sunday, to Netflix detox. But the man who became more disciplined, which will reject every comfort zone, every excuse, every social distraction, it becomes scary. Be so protective on your dreams, on your enmity, on your alone time, that people call you cold, unfeeling, arrogant. Only then does the real change begin. Those who like you will be secretly afraid of you, because an ultra-disciplined human being is the greatest threat to their mediocrity. They think, if it could go so far, maybe I could go too. But they never dared to do that. Now, your presence becomes their mirror, their unfulfilled efforts, their lost battles. You start screaming in silence. In the political game of Machiavelli, real power never came only from muscles or ode. Rather, it came from that person who would own his nature. Discipline is like that armor. What others see. This man has sacrificed his comfort. It will not bend. It cannot be bought. Because discipline is a job for ordinary man, discipline for those who have real power. His identity, his worship, is his sword. Such a man does not have to prove anyone. There are no tales of him getting up at 6 a.m., When he speaks less, meets less, wastes less time, people do so gossip, because he is subtly reminding everyone what you think is luxury is baseline for me. Transition/hooks, contrast framing. Think, the same world that is always ready for self-care, Netflix binge, excuses. If he finds such a person who let literally strangle his own desires, keep such a cold fire inside you, every distraction in front of his goals, so they start to fear naturally. From here begins the real Machiavellian discipline, where winning is no longer a game of external results. Rather, the illusion of becoming a servant has to be broken by itself. Now, the question is, how? How can you develop this discipline which will surprise people, in front of which their excuses, their "I'm trying my best," just sound like a hollow doubt? That's the secret, which the world is not allowed to know. Who will not tell the ordinary success gurus the scary inside of you, powerful, discipline-loving version can unlock? People, when even the discipline of the talk, they are in the marketplace, sold new habits or productivity tool talk. But Machiavelli, in the eye of the real discipline anytime checklist not. But your identity architecture comes from you, no matter how often arrive at 5 a.m. club, join take, no matter how many times planners fill, everything is useless, unless you yourself, such a person in the change, did not, for which discipline hard not, rather normal breathing as much as basic. Discipline, until then, I can and will not be, unless she's your identity in climbing to. As for the lion hunting instinct is, same discipline for you. Do you think, why are people not able to be disciplined even after all the efforts? Because they are only on their own. But the real game is against their identity. Machiavelli wrote, "If you do not have discipline, you are a puppet in the hands of others. The less control within you, the world can easily manipulate you. A person who can build his identity, fearless, ruthless, disciplined self. It is he who gets the real power. No man can become truly disciplined until he sanctifies the mess of comfort and approval of others. The true test of discipline begins there where you have to cut your sweetest cord. You have to understand the same reality, which gives Machiavellian the world's first lesson. Looking good in the public eye, you will be imprisoned in forever average. If your discipline seems real, your friends, family, society, all will look at you with strange eyes. They will say, "You have become rude. Do not enjoy life. Why so much cold behavior?" This is where real transformation begins. According to Machiavelli, if your decisions upset people, so maybe you're really doing something right. Discipline is not just for the following crowd. Rather, it is the tool of path-making, trend-breaking, scary humans. Making habits is easy, difficult to make ritual. The difference is that you have choice in habit, no backdoor in ritual. Machiavellian discipline for human, discipline luxury, no, rather survival. When you make discipline your spiritual worship, so it turns from ordinary rut into divine drill. Think. Every morning rising, bell, every training rep, every planned rejection, no more stress. Rather is the oath of a private war. The kings worshipped like every day. You are also in your discipline ritual. Come with a king-like intensity. This is the discipline which makes others uncomfortable in your competitors, because they know that it is impossible for you to make excuses. Transition. A place comes where discipline does not hurt, so deep norm becomes that is his strength. Your aura gravity is created. Such a disciplined man who has mastered his emotions, desires, and distractions. It seems to be a myth about him. People tell exaggerated stories about him. He gets up and works at 3 o'clock in the night. He never takes a cheat day. His social life is zero, yet he is unstoppable. Reality can be different from this, except his discussion, her shadows, his fear, his presence. These myths are then created when a person becomes a mirror for ordinary people. Machiavellian philosophy. The man who has disciplined the most, you can steal the silence of the entire court. Your discipline, your eyesight, your silent, cold commitment, the greatest insecurity of your rivals. Truth is the greatest weapon, discomfort. In the world of regular discipline, where people run to avoid pain, the same Machiavellian warrior embraces discord deliberately. Every uncomfortable thing, the first bell of the alarm, cold shower, tough conversation, social rejection, all is his training ground. Where others' feet tremble, he feels his power. Discipline isn't glamorous. This is the most ugly and cruel friend. But trust, that friend will take you to that place where no one else dares to reach. Transition, hook. When everyone else is trying discipline, you deliberately push yourself into the unforgettable territory. Then people will gradually stop testing your boundaries, because they know that for you the losses are temporary, enduring your discipline. Listen, the real disciplined person does not become a part of the crowd in the crowd. He speaks less. He thinks a lot. His silence, the real weapon. Machiavelli wrote the real sign of power is when people start to be afraid to speak less of you. People read your eyes. They want to know what your rules are, what your weaknesses are. But the Machiavellian disciplined man never reveals his plans, emotions, and intentions. His planning is not in boardroom, but in the depths of loneliness. Only his results are louder than his yawning. This is the great discipline. You become the absolute sovereign of your world. People yearn to hear a word from your mouth, except for your silence. Their confusion increases both insecurity and respect. Machiavelli's philosophy explains, as chaos grows in the world, discipline is the only factor which makes you stand out from the crowd. In the world where all the instant pleasure, dopamine hits, and cheap comfort chase her doing, there which is disciplined, out of the crowd, in spotlight, unapologetic stands. Your routine becomes your chaos-canceling weapon. When everyone wants rest, you choose rigor. When everyone complains, you take action. When all live in FOMO, you zoom in on your process. True power never becomes a nice guy. Instead, there is a disciplined warrior who conquers the internal chaos. People are most afraid of him, in which they see their incomplete, weak version. If you have become so disciplined that the rest should be ashamed of their mediocrity, so understand that's the real Machiavellian victory. Look, you're not inspiring anyone. You are challenging You're not seduce, you're provoke. Your discipline cracks in their self-esteem, creates discomfort in their peace. Every excuse, every maybe tomorrow, burn in the light of your dedication. That's what psychology is, which makes you different from ordinary masses. Discipline is not about being liked, it's about being unignorable. In the world of discipline, survival is not for weaknesses. Rule here is just one. Either constantly upgrade yourself or get thrown out of your own steerer's standards. Machiavellian discipline is ruthless. Compassion does harm. Leniency becomes weakness. You have to invest such ruthless rituals inside your own. Give you the training to fight all the other desires, soft emotions, habits that stop. Like unbelievable consistency. Pause without weekend. Morning rituals that are impossible. For example, get up at 5 o'clock without alarm snooze. Cleaning up your priorities before social commitments. Delete every comfort zone from the annual list. Hugging pain and boredom. Like discipline, not your friend. Become a direct DNA. Be foolish, but put iron teeth in discipline. But real name in history there always written. Who did the rest for the discipline? As you become ultra-disciplined, your immunity will increase exponentially against emotional, social, and psychological manipulation. People will try to make you guilty trip. Why be so hard on yourself? Have you forgotten all the humanity? But you will realize. That is the round in which one without limit, without rule, without discipline, he becomes a victim of the world. Discipline creates an invisible fortress inside you. No one can use their insecurities, emotional manipulation, or social expectations. Can't shake you. Now, your self-worth, your happiness. The pledge does not remain in the hands of others. You were mocked for the discipline. In fact, he becomes your ultimate liberator. For Machiavellian, the real success is in keeping both fear and respect balance. If your discipline is so dense, so visible, that people simply take inspiration from it, and also afraid, so understand that you got that elusive status. The world only sees myths. You are now a tribe, an old friend, a toxic relationship. No platform, no expectations. Discipline has made you a completely self-contained engine. The behavior of people will change when you enter your room. Your presence becomes your lie detector. People subconsciously seem to behave themselves better or else melt into your vibe. Now, the decision is in your hands. You can make a shiny Instagram quote if you want, or you can permanently engage in your identity. You can make the discipline the jewel of lifestyle, or the sword of the soul. Remember, real discipline does not depend on motivation or willpower. Rather, it lasts on identity, rituals, and ruthless standards. Recognize which is highly disciplined. They can become myth, legend, or villain in the world. The ordinary world will not understand him. But no matter, because this is the real side effect of discipline. Your world is not limited. It changes the gravity of the entire cosmos. Closing statement. Those who are afraid will be irritated by discipline. Those who want to, they will imitate, except those who are courageous. They will take it in their veins. Machiavelli read, "Start living now." Get so disciplined that their mediocrity trembled